Hey, 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 gorgeous people. Welcome to my channel, Being a Carer with moi, Kes. My name is Kesena Akwara Ati, a health and social care trainer. To all you old and new returning subscribers who keep coming back to watch, like, comment on my videos, your support gives me the fireworks. And hey, if you're just tumbling on this channel for the first time, hello, what are you waiting for? Click on that like button, yeah? And the subscription button. And don't forget that notification bell. So whenever I upload a new video, you will be the first to know, all right? Also follow me on Instagram, Care by Kes, TikTok, Care by Kes, and Twitter, Care by Kes as well. And I will see you there. Yeah? Okay. So today we will be talking about an important topic. Yeah? I've talked so much about safeguarding issues. And if you have watched one of my videos where I said be warned if you want to live and work in the UK, I talked about DBS as well. And I also said that on DBS rather, there are some offenses that are never struck off. They are there for life. And safeguarding offenses are amongst those things, that you do that's never struck off your DBS. All right. So in this video, I will be talking about safeguarding. And so the title of this video is, are you a holder of a health and social care visa? So safeguarding, what it means and its principles. Now, it is important that if you're coming to the UK from wherever you're coming from to work as a healthcare assistant, a senior carer, a living carer, a support worker, or a domiciliary carer, this is one topic you need to be informed about, because failure to adhere to safeguarding principles can cost you your job or land you in jail. I hope that makes sense. Like I said, I am not here to scare you, but rather to inform you so you know what to do to protect yourself. Does that okay? All right. Now, I want to read these definitions I got about safeguarding to you, and then we will discuss. So, pardon me, my glasses, come on. Okay. So, the first definition I had is that safeguarding is about protecting people, their autonomy, independence, and freedom to make choices. Yeah? The second definition I've got here is safeguarding means protecting the health, well-being, and human rights of adults at risk, enabling them to live safely, free from abuse and neglect. It also means making sure that the adult's well-being is supported, their views, wishes, feelings, and beliefs are respected when agreeing on any action. Yeah? So let's explain. Glasses, come off. All right, so let me explain that. Now, what that simply means is this. But I think for those of you who have not, worked abroad before or are coming to the UK for the first time to work as a carer, what it simply means is, on no account should you force your wishes, your opinions, your convenience on your client or service user. On no account should you make them do things they rather not to do just to make you feel good or just because you feel it is convenient for you to do it. On no account should you disregard what their beliefs, their opinion, their interests, just so to make your shift easy. No. On no account should you force them to do anything they don't want to do. I hope that sums it up. So basically, you are there to protect them, help them live their best life. Even if you are caring for somebody who has a terminal illness, has been given days, weeks, or months, or hours to live, it is your duty as their carer to make those years, months, weeks, days, or hours be as memorable as possible. On no account should you make them feel less of who they are, disrespect them, strip them of their dignity. Not accepted in the United Kingdom. And so this takes me to the legislation that protects them. I'm going to mention a few. And maybe when you come in, when you come to the UK to work, or maybe you are here already, the companies that have sponsored you in will give some kind of induction to understand what to do and what not to do. Does that make sense? So what are the legislation, Kes? You have the Mental Capacity Act 2005. You have the Equality Act 2010. What does that mean? It means that we're all equal in the eyes of the law. You have the Care Act 2014. You have the Health and Social Care Act 2008. You have whistleblowing, which means that if you see something going wrong with your client or service user, it is your duty of care to let the authorities know. Does that make sense? You have the Mental Health Act 1983. You have Safeguarding Vulnerable Groups Act, SOVA. Yeah? So I will leave those. I will leave those for now. And hopefully when you get in here, your sponsors will educate you more. Now, so you know, these safeguarding itself, rather, is got principles. And what are those principles? There are actually 6 of them. The first one is empowerment, which means that you have to empower them, give them all the information they need to make an informed consent. How do you do that? If it's giving them a literature to read, fine. If it's giving them a short story to watch, good. So that they can give an informed consent, having understood the situation or the condition they are undergoing or they're going through. Also, number 2 principle, you protect them from harm. Number 3 principle, you prevent harm from occurring to them. Number 4 principle, you partnership. How do I mean? You partner with the relevant agencies, giving them the relevant information about the individual you are looking after when there's a need for it, rather. And who are those agencies we're talking about? The police, the social services, the GP. Now, fourthly, you have what they call, or 50 rather, you have proportionality. What does that mean? It means that any measure you want to use to restrict them must not be intrusive and must be the least restrictive. Let me explain further. Take, for instance, you have a client, either in a care home, in their own homes, or supported living homes, where most of them don't need in supported living homes. But so I will trim it down to just care homes, nursing homes, and then, their own homes. If your client is susceptible to falling down off the bed, or should I say prone to rolling off the bed, what should you do as their carer? Should you put the bar up or the railing up? Or should you bring the bed all the way down? Remember that they lie rather, or sleep on a profiling bed. It's called a profiling bed because you can take it all the way up to admit your bed. It depends on how tall you are, your waist level or your belly button level. And you can bring it down. Hopefully, when I do a video on manual handling, I'll be able to explain further. Now, if you raise the bar up, from my own experience, particularly when they still have some capacity, by that I mean that they can still think straight, they would react to that bar, that railing coming up. And they will tell you to your face, you are imprisoning me. You are holding me back against my wish. You are breaching my human rights. And what would they do? They will try to use their ankle to come out of the bed. And what does that mean? That is a safeguarding, because they bruise quickly. And if your supervisor or your team leader or the manager comes the next month and sees a bruise on their ankle, you will be asked as their carer, what happened? And you'll be told, why would you do that? If you're unlucky with the kind of manager you have, you could be dismissed on the spot. So what should you do? Now, rather than raise the railing up or the bar up, the best thing you can do for yourself and the client is to bring the bed all the way down to the last. But of course, be careful, because under such beds are wires. And then what do? You put a crash mat just beside the bed. And in some homes where I have worked, we put a sensor on the crash mat. I mean, arranged in a very strategic way, such that when they roll off the bed onto the crash mat, it sends an alarm to the pagers. And we know that person is on the crash mat. But you see, one funny thing I have come to realize is this. When you bring the bed all the way down to the same level with the crash mat, they never roll off. It's the best way, rather than raising up the bar or railing. Okay? Now, in my next video, I'll be talking to you about factors that contribute to abuse and the types of abuse frowned out in the UK. Now, committing this abuse, which I'm going to list to you in my next video, can cost you your job or time in jail, or you'll be disbarred completely from working with vulnerable people. Yes? See, friends? I hope so, because I have your interest at heart. That is why I'm doing this. Okay? So until I see you in my next video, always remember this. Never you forget it. That no matter what the matter is, you matter so much more. All right? Over.